to my YouTube channel. I am Camilla May. Today I'm going to be talking about how to become a music producer. So the reason why I have this topic is because I am a music producer now, and the steps I took to become a music producer, there is many. So first of all, to become a music producer, you more than likely you should have a passion for music. Some people are the artist, some people are the producer, and some are the engineer. Me personally, the reason why I'm the producer is because I don't have a producer, because I'm the artist, but so I had to teach myself how to produce in order to produce myself. So the second thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need to research your equipment. If you have a computer, that's cool, use that. You're gonna need an interface, a mic, soundproof, you're gonna need like a soundproof plate. If you can get those soundproof like little things that you stick on the wall, those will work too. You're gonna need like a pop screen for your mic, monitors. Those are optional for now. Whenever you like have more of a budget to work with, you can grab some monitors. They're super expensive, but you can usually find a pretty good deal on them. Depends on like what month. I would go with like Sweetwater. Sweetwater's got some super rad deals. You're gonna need your headphones and like a MIDI keyboard and a digital audio workstation. So once you have all of these things, it took me about 6 months to figure out which ones I would work within my budget, and I got everything together within $500. Now that you have everything, you need to pick out your DAW, your digital audio workstation, dude. Okay, so a lot of people go with like Logic or Fruity Loops. I went with Ableton. I chose Ableton personally because that's the one I started out with. And if you pick a DAW, just stick with it, learn it, and figure it out. So each person or each place that has like a digital audio workstation to offer, like Fruity Loops or Ableton, they usually have tutorials on their website that you need to go through. You need to take every single one of those tutorials and learn everything you can about this digital audio workstation, because the better you know it, the better you're going to produce. It's that alone, learning that DAW, so learning your DAW alone is going to take you at least, depending on your learning and how you learn, it's going to take you at least like 6 months. It took me at least 6 months, and I haven't even completely learned all of it. I continuously to learn. I continuously learn. There's also YouTube. Once you figure out what question you need to ask, and I mean put it into words, you can go on YouTube and search it, and usually there's going to pop up a list of videos that you can pick from that'll teach you and answer, if not numerous questions that you have about what you're having an issue with. You want to research and ask as many questions every day. It's like a learning thing. So it's going to take you a while. It's going to take you a learning curve. And this is like a men's game. So there's going to be a lot of really good competition out there for music producers in general, because these guys are absolutely ridiculously amazing. Like, blow your mind. So once you figured out your DAW, you need to pick a genre. Like, you can do whatever genre you want. Me, I'm doing hip hop because that's what I resonate with. So I picked hip hop, and I also like jazz, but I mean, for the most part, I'm just gonna pick one and stick with it until I figure, want to move on to something else. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. I've already picked hip hop, so I'm going to stick with that. So like in your next thing you want to do is study other producers. I've got like thousands of producers on there that I listen to their instrumentals. Look at how they put their song together. You're going to be able to pick out what is what in their songs, and you're going to be able to understand which elements go where. After you like do be constant about studying other producers, other instrumentals. Like, figure out the sound that you want and like make a playlist, and then figure out how to make that same instrumental in your own way. This is going to take a while. Your next step is to pick your elements. Like, there's many elements to this. And okay, so depending on what kind of genre you're working with, you're gonna need to know what chords you're working with. So you're gonna need to have like a cheat sheet for the chords in general. So if you're working with C major, it's all the white keys on the keyboard. So you're gonna stay within that key. So then whenever you pick your leads, you're gonna pick your leads within that scale. You're gonna have that scale. So you're set with the C major scale, so everything sounds like it correlates with one another. You're gonna need your percussion, which is your kick, your snare, your drums, all that stuff. Some people don't really, it's all about how you want to do it, how you want to rearrange it, and how you want to set it up is kind of like you want to be as creative as possible, and you want it to transition well. There's transitions, there's samples, there's vocals, there's other different sounds you can throw in there. But you also have to have an arrangement. So once you have all these elements, you have to like have an intro. You've got to have, since I'm doing hip hop, it's gonna be an 8-bar hook, a 16-bar verse, and then so on and so forth. You just repeat the process. But once you get it down and you kind of figure out, okay, this is how my workflow goes. I can do this. I'm gonna make this. I've watched some producers put together a beat within like 5 minutes. And it kind of like makes you sit back and think, oh my gosh, what's left to do other than like EQ it, other than mix it, and master it, whatever. Which brings me to my next step. You're gonna have to learn how to mix it. Like, since I am my own producer, I've like taken this whole last year has been about just learning my digital audio workstation, my DAW. And the mixing part is super like in its own little world. Some people mix as they go. You can do that. You can do it however you want. Some people send it off for somebody to mix it. Some people, just put like an EQ. You have to like research it. Just research it. What you put on what element. See what you need to put on. Sometimes the snare is like a little heavier than the rest of the drum, so you have to literally EQ the snare by itself. Or whenever you're mixing vocals, the vocals were like the most challenging for me because I know how I wanted it to sound, and yet I still wasn't producing that sound. So that's where more plugins come into play. You could go there's so many plugins that do different things. You're gonna have to research it. And there's tons and tons of them. Like, you can go from sounding like a complete idiot to like, brilliant. So it just depends on what you're willing to pay and how much you're willing to like allow yourself to learn. After you're done mixing, you need to master it. And then mixing and mastering are totally different things. Like, mixing is going to take way longer than mastering it. It just depends on how picky you are with the sound and how far you're willing to go to level things out. It's like taking each of the volumes and like making each different elements level each other out, so you hear the drums more than you hear the leads, or you hear the chords more than you hear the drums. It's stuff like that. Like when you want other things to pull harder and push back a little less on the other end. But once you figure out that, I'm still learning it, so there's no way I'm going to sit here and be like, I'm a complete master at this, because I'm not. But it has been a learning curve. And so I understand I understand that there's such a long way to go. It's a lifelong. You have to pursue it for life. So, and I'm in this for the long haul, obviously. But there's producers out there, they're sick with it. They've been doing it for like 15, 20 years, and they can like literally string a beat within like 5 minutes and look you in the face while they're EQing the drums or whatever. Like, they're ridiculous. So once you get your beats on there, then once you get through this process, then you create a product and you start uploading it to different platforms, which is a whole nother video in itself. Like, there's so many different platforms that you're gonna need to take advantage of every one of them. There's like some places offer like they offer like a service that you can do that will let you you pay them like a yearly fee, like something like DistroKid. You can pay them like a yearly fee, and they'll like put your music on all the platforms, and they'll tell you how much you get paid or your streams or whatever, whatnot. But some people find that some things are a little sketchy because they won't let you see as many streams as you get. So it kind of has a little bit of shade, but there's always like a downfall to each thing you run across. There's also things like marketing. Like, you're gonna have to learn how to market it. Me personally, I know how to run Facebook ads, so I can just run an ad, which is it's pricey. It costs a lot of money to do it. I mean, I could run an ad for each of my tracks and have it in front of like 1 million people within a week. But you have to be willing to invest in the marketing. So you can use free marketing and go ahead and just do it for YouTube and keep building your audience like that, or you can make an ad for it and have someone market it for you, and then you can just target them personally. You can target producers, you can target record executives, you can target it's ridiculous how many people you can target at a time, but you gotta have the money for it. So there's so much that goes into producing. I haven't even barely scratched the surface, but I figured I'd do this video because this is my niche and I am pursuing this. So this is like my goal, to become a phenomenal music producer. Anyway, so I hope you liked this video and it was educational for you. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment and like and subscribe. Catch you on the other side.